Well, it turns out Jasmine Crockett has announced her intention to run for the Senate in or for the state of Texas. And Malta Martin wants to know, will she win? And I'm here to answer that question. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic medium predicting politics, among other things. And I have to say that the spirit guides, this is who I work with. If you're new here, the spirit guides predicted this. They predicted this months ago. They said Jasmine is itching to run for the Senate. Um, she has a lot of options in front of her. She could have stayed in the House. She could have climbed up those power levers in the House. She could have become the new speaker. She really could have had pretty much anything, I think, any direction she wanted to go. She had a lot of options. She chose the Senate. She chose to run in Texas, which is her home state. Now, question is she going to win? And I think she is going to win. This is what I predicted months ago. I said, hey, she's going to run for Senate and she's going to win. And back then, people said, well, wait a minute, right? Like Texas is a red state. How can that happen? And now we have James Tallarico coming in. He's running as well. And people are saying, well, this guy he speaks the religious vernacular. You know, he's a white guy. He's probably going to win. She has no hope. And I'm going to tell you two things. First of all, he speaks a religious vernacular. It's not, it's not religious right vernacular. He's not a MAGA soothsayer. He's not a MAGA, horse whisperer. He's not that. He's not going to convince MAGA to vote for him. He is not. The guides are saying he looks like, if you think about it like this, if you're just go with me here. If you're a country bumpkin and the city slicker comes in and tries to tell you that they understand your country bumpkinness, they're not going to believe you. They don't believe him. He doesn't look like them. He doesn't speak like them. He is not them. Okay, so this is just what I'm getting. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is my prediction. I don't think he's going to pull it off. Now, let's go back to Jasmine Crockett. Here's a reason why I think she will win. For one thing, by the time we get all the way to the midterms, well, you can only imagine the amount of pain MAGAs are going to be in because they're the people who really use the resources that are under attack. So by the time we even get even to February of next year, March of next year, these people are going to have the full brunt of a lot of these decisions that have been made at the cabal's administration. They're going to be feeling it. And the thing that I think is going to help Jasmine Crockett and overcome whatever people say, Texans won't vote for a woman, Texans won't vote for a black person, Texans won't vote for a black woman, whatever. I lived in Texas for 30 years. I know differently. Texas is not a red state. It is a purple state that has been gerrymandered, and the will of the people have been suffocated, the guides are saying. So why do I think that Jasmine's going to pull this off? Well, because again, the guides predicted we predicted that this gerrymandering redistricting was going to go through. We predicted all of that, right? Not always right, but enough. And when we predicted that, the guides told me, we don't care if they redistrict the whole state red. It's not going to matter anymore because people are going to vote, and red people are going to vote blue. And they're going to vote that way because they're mad. They want to it's a protest vote. Now, some of them are just going to be disheartened and, disillusioned, and they're not going to vote at all. And that's fine. But here's the main reason why. I feel like Jasmine could be a runaway horse in this race. And that is because she speaks to our anger. Not to pick on Tallarico, but I'm just saying, if I'm comparing these two horses in this race, Tallarico is a calm guy. He is, hey, let's all sit down and pray together. And I think I have better, he has good ideas. I'm not saying he doesn't, but Jasmine Crockett gets out there and saying, this thief is taking your money. Now, when you're upset and you're mad and you're angry, which do you rather hear? I know you're mad and my policies are going to address that and I'm going to work really hard for you. Or do you want to hear somebody say, this thief is stealing from you, and I'm going to stop it. She is going to literally pipeline right in to Texans' anger. She's going to be their front person for their anger. And she a cudgel. The guides are saying they're going to use her, or she will be a cudgel. She will be a baseball bat that they use to beat up those Republicans that disrespected them, lied to them, and betrayed them. And you know what? When you're a MAGA, and I'm not, the guides just told me is just 10% now. 10% of the Republicans are MAGA, like disillusioned, gone, cannot be saved. So that's a new low number. So if you're a Republican that maybe was betrayed by MAGA, maybe you were a person who was really into TPUSA, right, to C. Kirk. And now you're starting to have feelings, or you're starting to believe the conspiracy theories about what happened to him. And now you're starting to believe that you can't shoot an ear off of a human and have it heal miraculously. You know, maybe you're a hunter and you're thinking about that time you shot the ear off of that hog and it was missing, you know? And now you're starting to kind of feel betrayed. Oh, well, what's the best way to get back at those people, the perpetrators, the guides are saying, the people who perpetrated the crime against you? The best way might be to elect a smart Black woman who will say the truth, who will be your mouthpiece on the Capitol, who will stand up for you because you've been betrayed by these people and you want to get them back. So some of these things could not only be a protest vote, but a vote just to screw you. I'm voting for this Black lady because she's going to make your life a living hell because you made my life a living hell. This is the energy, right? I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, I'm reading the energy, but I also take the energy and make it make sense for us on a grounded, rational, practical level. This is how I do my readings. So I feel for those reasons she's going to win. Now, am I going to say that they're going to mess with her? Yes, they're going to mess with the ELECTION. How come, I might ask you, every time we have one of those, the only polling places that get called in bomb threats are Democratic ones, right? They're gonna do all the things. This is Texas. I lived there for 30 years. I've seen it firsthand. You go to the polling place and it's been moved. You go to the polling place and it's closed. You go to the polling place, and because they closed 5 other polling places, your polling place now has a line that's 2 hours long. This is how they suppress the vote. If you have to do those things in order to win, you don't have the power of the people. You have the power of the steel. And sooner or later, that's going to stop working for you. You can't keep suppressing and oppressing people forever, because you want to know what happens? Revolution, revolt. That's what happens. So this is where I think we are. I think Jasmine Crockett is the perfect firebrand to step into the role and be the voice of those who feel betrayed, who feel like their voice has been stolen, to feel that their rights have been stolen. I think she's the woman, the right woman for the right time. And I think that to say that this is why Kamala Harris didn't win and this is why blah, 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 I think, and Afton Bain, I think you're wrong. I think you're looking at it differently. I think you're not seeing the successes that happened there. You know what I mean? We got within a hair's breadth of winning, and we all know why we didn't win. But let's just say that's off the table. Let's just say that it was done correctly and correctly and whatever that other word is, without cheating. Let's say that happened. Still, she won. The majority of the people voted for her. So when you hear these people saying a Black woman can't win, remind them that Kamala Harris had more actual people voting for her. And if we didn't have that stupid system, she would have won. So going forward, please stop people in their tracks, because this fatalism, defeatism, we're screwed, we're cooked, it's over. We ain't got time for that. I'm telling you right now, on my channel, we don't have time for that, because I might have to take a break. I might have to lay down. I might have to eat a pound of chocolate. I might have to cope, but I ain't giving up. I'm not giving up. No, I am not. And I mean, I ain't got time for people that want to give up. Okay. So that's what I think about Jasmine. Thank you for your question, Malta. Martin, Christy Hurst said, how long will ICE be terrorizing our country? This is, again, I'm not always going to be telling you positive things. I'm going to be telling you what I get. Again, use your own discretion, your own discernment. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm reading the energy. And I got to say, this is out of control. The energy feels out of control. Like, whatever, however you want to see that. Like the guides just showed me three different pictures, like a river that's flooding, that's out of control, a fire that jumped its fire lines, it's out of control. That's not good news, right? Like right now, this energy is out of control. And I feel like it's going to be out of control for, the guides just said, the foreseeable future. So what does that mean? Like timing, the guides, the universe, physics doesn't have time. It doesn't exist in the way that it does for humans. They don't have a sun and a moon. They don't have these things. So I feel like we're going to see a change in, well, okay. So they're saying hope is not lost, that there are really changes happening. They're just happening city by city. They want to say, for some reason, municipality by municipality. I don't know why they want to make a difference between a city and a municipality, but that's what they're saying to me. So you see, just by that, like when you get guidance, you want to look at what they didn't say, because it's important, right? They didn't say state by state. They said municipality by municipality. So that tells me communities. So you're going to see communities stand up. I think it heartens me. It actually makes me feel so good when I click on one of those videos of ICE terrorizing somebody, and all you can hear are horns blaring, whistles blaring, even megaphones saying, "Don't come out of your house." I mean, this is how we are going to get through this. And not only how we're going to get through this, but this is how we're going to end it. We just talked about how Texas is gerrymandered to the 99th degree. And we just talked about how that can't stand forever, that there will be revolt. Well, it's the same energy here. ICE cannot continue to abduct innocent people. They can't. At some point, humans will continue to grow in number and will shut this down. It does have that Civil War energy, right? The astrologers said we're in the same planetary placements that we were during the Civil War and during the Revolutionary War. And I always said, and I agree, I still saying it, I don't see a civil war. But this is a civil war in a different way. And that's what we all need to understand about energy. It can manifest in the most bizarre ways. It's not going to manifest the way it did 200 years ago or 100 years ago or even last year. It's going to manifest in a new way because we're different people now. Perhaps there's a lesson we're here to learn, and the lesson just keeps coming back around. And this time, we're standing up for each other. And it is, the guides just said, and it is sort of a king situation, is it not? Like with the revolution. We have this guy who thinks he's a king, and we don't feel like we're being represented, a la the tea, dumping the tea in the harbor. It's very similar. It rhymes. They say history doesn't repeat, it rhymes, right? So here's the thing. I feel like we're going to push ICE out. I feel like you're going to see a pretty big sea change in the energy of our country around the spring. This could be that we abolish ICE. This could be that by that time, what are we going to call him today? DJT is gone, and JD Vance just doesn't have any power because he doesn't have any power. There's no backing for him. He does not have the same set of skills. I mean, they're all bad skills, but he doesn't have those skills. He just doesn't have them. He's basically a piece of like he's a rice cake. He's like flavorless. Okay, so I feel like we're going to be looking around the spring. But that doesn't mean that in your community you don't win against ICE. This is what I'm trying to say. The battles are being won. Even though the war is raging, we're still winning battles. So it's important to think like that. And it's also important that if you feel so called, to reach out and help in whatever way you can. If that means reaching out to the local legal aid offices and saying, hey, can I help you in some way? Donate. Can I donate my time? Can I donate money? What can I do to help? Right? Maybe reaching out, like in Texas, we have LULAC, and I know that's an acronym, and I can't remember the name of what it stands for right now, but you can Google it, LULAC. You can reach out to Latino, Hispanic, Somali, Asian, whatever, LGBTQ, trans. You can reach out to those communities and say, how do I help? Right? Because when we're frozen in fear, we get depressed because we feel like I'm not doing anything and I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. I don't feel safe doing that, or I don't have the energy to do that, or I don't have the money. There's always something you can do, whether it's just praying. Praying is enough, right? There's actual scientific studies that prove that thoughts affect water and thoughts affect plants, and physics have proven that thoughts affect atoms. So your thoughts matter. So when we get caught up in this downward spiral of it's never going to get fixed and it just keeps getting worse, maybe, yeah, it's bad. It's dark. I don't want to sugarcoat this at all, but I also want us to look for good. It's so dark out. Let me go find a little light somewhere. Let me be the light somewhere, right? That's what I would say with ICE. And I would also follow that up by saying, and I've said this from the beginning, those officers, and I use that term loosely, thugs, they will be held accountable. They will be hunted, they will be found, they will be searched. They will never know peace for the rest of their lives. They're going to know what they did, and they will never know peace. And if even if somehow they escape the long arm of justice, I feel that their ancestors or the ancestors of the people that they have done wrong to will hunt them and haunt them in their dreams. These people will know no peace. So if that makes you feel better, hopefully it does. Please know they're monsters. They're not going to get away with it. They're not. I don't, and you can't explain it to me. Somebody's trying to, no, you're not going to explain it to me. You cannot. It's not worth any amount of money. It's just not worth any amount of money to do this to another human. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry that you did wrong. I'm not going to handle it. It's not my job. It's not your job. It's karma's job. It's somebody else's job. Believe me, that's coming for them. And that question was by from Christy Hurst. Thank you so much for your question. Pork and Beans 90 says there has been talk of a nuclear option by European countries that would call to collect the US debt, which would crash our economy. If 45 doesn't stop threatening Ukraine, Europe, and acting like a Russian ally, can you read on this? And thanks for all you do. I don't see that happening. I mean, I don't see it happening because for the main reason, because it's really going to hurt them. um, this is the same thing the guys were talking about to me yesterday regarding Japan. So Japan apparently owns a lot of our debt, like more than the UK. So would they call our debt? The guides are saying sometimes banks, because this is what we're talking about. They're a bank. Basically, Japan is a bank for us. China is a bank for us. The UK is a bank for us. They said, hey, we feel like you're a good investment. We're going to lend you some money, and all is good. Now, of course, banks call loans, right? We know that. We've all seen that. People have their their car repossessed, have their house repossessed. But we're talking about enough money that I don't feel like all I can tell you is that it would cripple not only the United States, it would have a connecting reverberation, right? Like ripples in a pond, except for these ripples would be tsunamis. If you take out the United States, you're going to take out a whole bunch of countries. And this is why it's so hard to deal with even countries like Russia, because if you stand against Russia, then are we going to have a world war? You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. So countries are really not trigger happy. They're not going to do big things because it's going to hurt everybody. Now, could I see countries getting together and creating trade pacts that disfavor us, that would hurt us more. So I can see sort of these countries getting together and doing business with each other and leaving us out of the deal. Shunning us, basically shunning us. That's going to actually hurt us more. Or reverse tariffs on us. I mean, there's a lot of things these countries can do to us to cause us pain. I don't see the nuclear option happening because you're not just shooting us, you're shooting a whole bunch of other countries, including yourself. So I know there's a lot of talk out there, and I know there's a lot of talk that's just designed to get clicks. It's designed to make you freak out. It's designed to make you think that's it, we're over. We're all in this together, whether we like it or not. We're all on this big earth together. That's why one of us, if you nuke one country, you've nuked all of us, right? Like, so this is kind of where we are with that. I think there are other ways for them to punish us, or to, more likely, I don't really even think they want to punish us. I think they want to protect themselves. They don't want to punish us. That's like expending energy to attack somebody when you don't need to. What they're trying to do is, how do I protect myself with this investment that I have in the United States, which is going down the drain? Do I give them longer to pay? Do I charge them more interest? There's lots of other ways to deal with this, okay? And the main thing is, they want to protect themselves. So, and they should. They should 100% protect themselves. Linda says, do the other Five Eyes countries, Five Eyes are five countries that share uh, intelligence, CIA, FBI kind of thing. UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand have the materials that Russia has on the president and cabinet. Okay, so Linda is saying Russia, this is something that I've been saying forever, and I think this is common knowledge. There's been books written about it, that Russia has this thing called compromat, or dirt, or blackmail on the president. Why would I call him that? But anyway, the cabal leader and the cabinet. Okay, so I just want to make this question clear. Does UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand have the same material? Yes, they do. They're showing me back when he was in his first reign of terror. Do you remember when he went looking to, was it Italy or somebody, and said, hey, we think we have a spy? And they came back and said, you do have a spy, and it's in the White House, and they had evidence. So yes, absolutely, they know what Russia has on this guy. They know. And then I just want to say this. The royal family would never in a million years unroyal a royal. Okay? They stripped their royal of royal everything. If you that is the ultimate, I have got dirt on you, and I'm not going to bring this royal down. I'm going to bring the entire royal family down. So they had to basically take one of their own blood royals and remove them. Now, so why did I say that? Because they've got the dirt, and they know the dirt is real, and they know the dirt could bring the whole royal family down, and they had to make a choice. Do we throw him out, or do we all go out with him? Well, they threw him out. This is not something that happens lightly. I don't think people are understanding how important that was. Okay. So, yes, everybody has the dirt. The question is, again, back to the nuclear option with the finances. Is it worth, it's to pull these triggers is going to bring down more people than just the United States. There could be people in those countries that have been on the Lolita Express and they're trying to protect them. These are world leaders that were all involved in this, right? It's not just the United States. So you might understand that some of these countries are just not coming clean with it because they don't want their own people to be exposed, right? They're a little bit complicit. So they're all being quiet together. So the other thing is that again, if you did something like that to this cabal leader, if you released the movies, whatever, you would have to be prepared, possibly even for a strike. Do we trust that this man wouldn't call for a country to be BOMBED? They're dealing with a madman. It's not like they can just do anything against him. They have to think about all the potentials and is it worth it? Okay, so that's what I'm getting when I go into your question. Thank you, Linda. And I do think eventually this information is going to get out there because it wants to get out there because water will always find a way. It might go a completely different direction than wherever the leak started. It might wind its way or seep its way in a new direction. Number one. And number two, I feel like I've always been saying 2025 is the year of the whistleblower. And I think we've had a lot of whistleblowers come out, but I think there's more. I think that even if these countries are like, it's not worth the wrath of literally a crazy violent man who's in control of one of the biggest militaries in the world. That's what you have to understand. They have to protect their people. Is it worth it? Let America burn. We don't care, right? Meaning let America burn on its own. Why should I get involved and then be a target? So that's what they're thinking. But while they're thinking that, there are people in America, there are people in those countries who will take it upon themselves to unearth and publicize this information. So the information is going to come out. I just don't think it's right now anyway. Not right now. It's not going to come out from another country. Maybe in 2 months, in 3 months, maybe after 45 is gone, you might see an entire dossier come out. You might see, billboards in Vegas and New York City and LA having the pictures, right? You might see that. Right now, the energy says no, though. Let's see. Namus188 says, do you still see blue midterms? I do see blue midterms, but I will just tell you, forewarned is forearmed. There's a lot of infighting in the Democratic Party this spring, and we have to somehow get it together, get on the same page, and go forward. So that means that if your candidate didn't win, let's say Jasmine doesn't win and Tallarico's on the thing. I'm going to vote Tallarico. I'm going to vote for the best candidate I can vote for. If we get so upset and divided that we just stay home, then it's going to affect our turnout. Now, I do think that there's lots of shenanigans that are going to happen that's going to try to make the turnout low, but I feel like it's going to be blue. Right now, this is what, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 11 months in advance. That's pretty early. Right now, if I had to call it, I would say it's anemic blue is what the guides would say. It's a light blue. But there's a lot that's going to happen between now and June. And I mean, now in March is a whole lot. February, March is going to be off the chain energetically, but I think June is like, hold my beer because I'm going to do more. So I think between now and June is when we really have this sea change. It's almost like our boat flips over upside down in the water, and we're like, oh my God, we're underwater. And then it flips back up and we're gasping, for air because we were underwater, but we've righted our boat. We can see the horizon. We can see the sun. We're not underwater anymore. So I feel like there's some event that happens between now and say March, but maybe even into April, into June that happens. And then we're like, because that event happens, and when I say event, I don't mean one event. I mean like just an awakening. Like people are just going, this is ridiculous. Like, it's almost like people are mad because their life was interrupted. Like, I never wanted to have to pay attention to politics before. And now I'm really mad that you're making me go do this. It's almost like when the kid doesn't clean the room ever. And then you're like mad because you have to take your Saturday. It was yours, your day off, and go clean their room. This is how we feel in the United States. We're mad that we have to deal with something stupid. And this is the energy. Don't yell at me. This is not how I feel. I'm reading the energy. Okay. We have the energy is people feel like, I don't want to deal with this. You can't act like an adult. You can't do this right. We just wanted you to run the government. Is that too hard? Yes, apparently it's too hard. I have to get in here and fix your stuff. This is the energy that I feel like is going to happen around the spring. So after that, we're wide awake. We're PO'd and we're ready. So, yeah, I think depending on how we handle that situation, we could have a bigger blue wave in the midterms. We could have a tsunami, or we could have an anemic little, thing. But either way, I feel like we have more control. It's really the energy is we have more control, but the people we keep putting in control are still not listening to us. So, does it matter if we have a lot of Democrats in there if they're not listening to us? So, I think we have a couple of years of us forcing our voice on them. Like they don't believe we're that plugged in. Like they still think we're just going to be disconnected and they can do whatever they want. And we're going to be riding them for years. We're going to be checking their work, we're going to be checking their math, we're going to be checking them, putting them back in their place for years because democracy is a contact sport. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you for your question. Uh, Duruffle, Duruffle 68 says, will SCOTUS decide to give T even more executive powers? That is a great question. And I have to say that I think they will. And I want you to hear the fact that even if they do, and I think they will, it's not the end of the world because he is president, he has powers. He'll have more powers. Again, it's back to that people are going to scare you. You're going to hear people say it's over. He's a dictator now. We're in a dictatorship. We have no right. I mean, that's not true, you guys. Please take a break and just think about it. Let's say this guy gets the power and whatever he decides, he's going to put journalists in jail, he's going to put politicians in jail, he's whatever he okay, let's say he's going to do all those things. That is certainly definitely dictatorship. But what people forget is that we are a republic. And I just think it's funny because for the last 20, at least 20, maybe even longer, let's not count the decades, that I've been involved in politics, I had so many right-wingers scream at me, we're a republic. You don't understand, you libtard. We're a republic. Well, now I'm screaming at them. We're a republic, you dummy. Because this is much harder to take over. We are a republic. We're basically a loosely connected group of states. And you know what that looks like to me? That looks like cats. Have you ever gotten a herd of cats to do anything? Have you even heard of a herd of cats because it doesn't exist. There is no herd of cats. There's a herd of cattle, there's a herd of horses. There's no herd of cats. So even if he does get these just insane executive powers, what you're going to see is the states, not all the states, because, well, okay, never mind, they corrected me. Because when I'm talking to you, they're talking to me, they're showing me pictures, they're giving me words, sentences. I mean, it's a blizzard of information in my head. So when I was talking, I said the states are going to stand up, and then I saw the red states, and then I said, oh, okay, no, the red states are going to be pro Hitler. And then my guide said, no, they're not. And I was like, okay, I didn't see it going there. I thought you were going to say this, but they said something else. So what they said was states like Texas, these are individual fiefdoms. These are individual kings. This is what they want. This is how they see it. In as much as they need something from him, they're going to play along. But if he is stealing their power, they're going to stand up to him. And then in that way, they can bargain for more from him. So they're going to use their individual powers to stand up to him. So the red states are going to stand up, not all the time, but sometimes. It's just you can't count them as an always trumper. Then the blue states are going to be busy building up their own packs. This is what the spirit guides have said, right? And this has already begun to happen. Literally, we predicted it and then it happened. We predicted that these states, like blue states, let's just call them, would create trade packs, now they're creating healthcare packs where they throw in together, because we all know if you got buying power, the more citizens you have to buy the product, the cheaper the product is. So these states are making pacts with each other to get things done that the government would have been doing. So if he gets more power, and I do see him getting more power, it's not going to end up the way you think. Because right now he's sending ICE out to these communities, and the communities are shutting ICE down. I mean, they're standing on business. They're protecting each other. So this is not black and white. This isn't like he gets power and it takes over the United States of America, because we are the United States of America. He's got to do it municipality by municipality. And they don't have the people for that. So all he can hope to do is make deals with these red states to terrorize those citizens. And then those citizens get to stand on business and decide, no, we're not going to do this. And the end result is this: there are way more citizens than there is military. And the military isn't going to stand against the citizens. And they have even less ICE. And ICE is just a bunch of bubbas and buffoons and thugs. So this is painful. I'm not saying it's not painful. I'm not saying it's not scary. I'm saying that it's not going to work the way they think it's going to work. We are not going to roll over because the power is been spread out and given to the states, which is why we have a republic. So I'm just warning you guys, there's going to be decisions by the Supreme Court that are going to be heinous, reprehensible, not constitutional. And what we can do with that is, when we get control in the midterms, what does that mean? That means if we all become cathartic, if we all become catatonic, if we all become comatose, if we become depressed and inactive, then they're winning. So take time out to help yourself. Invest in yourself. Instead of spending all that money on your kids, instead of spending all that money on, shiny objects, invest in you. Go get a Reiki healing. Go get a massage. Go get reflexology. Take a class that makes you feel good. Do something for you, because we are the ones that's going to make the difference in the end. And we need to be able to keep it together and keep our wits about us somehow so that come closer to the midterms, we can be active. We can be door knockers. We can be campaigners. We can be phone callers. We can be educators. We can be people that go online and just amplify the post or the thread or the video of the person we like. Just sharing their work is big, right? If you can go and dedicate some time, that's big. And I'm talking about local races. It's really about the municipalities. The local is how we're going to win this. And that's how we're going to keep SCOTUS out of our lives, because then Congress can pass new laws. We get Congress, and then Congress can start saying, no, we have a new law, and this is the new law. SCOTUS be damned. They're not they're not a monolith. You know what I mean? They rule their ruling, and that's the law of the land until a new law is made. Okay, so let's do a few more questions here. Plumtree says, what's the energy around organizations and individuals who are resisting authoritarianism as the admin doubles down on making a crime out of dissent and protest? How bad will it get? The guides are showing me Portland in 2020. When was all those big protest in Portland where the people, I was watching all those videos, and what I do is I connect to locals. Like, I go online and I find someone who was first witness or second witness. Like, I don't watch, I'm just not a big news person. I always want to know what the local person is saying. So I was watching all that. And I'm telling you, during that time, the cops were beating people up. It was rough. It was rough, right, in Portland. So the reason they're bringing that up is because now you fast forward, and the same situation is happening in Portland. And what did we all see was blow up animal costumes. So they learned how to deal with that. And they're also reminding me that I'm pretty sure this is in Portland, but this could have been on the East Coast. They have these magnetic pulse wave weapons that they use. The wave comes out and it hits you. It's like you can't see it, it's invisible, but you feel it push you. And people that experience that are helping other people understand how to deal with it. So to answer your question is, you're going to see people share information. This is how you deal with tear gas. This is how you deal with this situation. This knowledge is going to be spread, and if we can't talk about it online, then we'll do it in person. It's really interesting, actually, because what the guides have talked about several times in this video is the municipalities and the local, how it's really going to get down to the local, granular. So guess what? If you're meeting locally, you can hand somebody a printout. You can verbally share. So I think this is why I'm betting on the United States. This is why I'm betting on us, because they try to control us, cats, and they can't. So they're going to start stalking our social media, right? They're going to implant people in whatever and try to, like they do. The CIA, the FBI, they have plants in every organization. You can look up what they did to Dr. Martin Luther King or the Black Panthers or even Hell's Angels. They put plants in there to see what's going on. Not always in the best interest of the United States, but that's what they do. So fine, they're going to monitor our social media. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to go local. We're going to meet each other at the dog park, at the community garden, at the 7-Eleven, at the bodega, at the church, at the synagogue, at the mosque. You can't stop us. This is what I'm trying to say. We are water. We are cats. You cannot suffocate us. So what will happen is we'll change our tactics. We'll get local. We'll meet with each other. We'll have our own spies, people that are on the police force that don't like what's happening. There could be, one of the things that was talked about a few months ago is what if other people joined ICE and just messed it up, left the keys, let people go, just a comedy of errors. What if you took the money and was there, but you were constantly screwing up, right? Why can't we implant our own spies? So, this is what I'm saying about the energy. We're going to adjust, we're going to adapt. We're not going to fall down and just get on our knees. That is not America. The United States, we're not those people. We're not. And it's going to get to a point where and this is what I've always seen, but they're showing it to me in a new way. It's going to get to a point where both sides, or if we have to say a division of black and white, both, red and blue, both sides are going to be mad as hell for different reasons, completely different reasons. But our anger is going to bring us together. They don't know what they're dealing with. They are literally unscrewing the cap that has, you know, dynamite in it. The, the guides have told you guys this could be a fire that's maintained and controlled, or it could be a wildfire that got out of control. This is what the guides have been saying for months. We're about to be a wildfire that's out of control. But the thing that we have in common is our anger towards our oppressors. And the thing we have in common is we believe we have the same oppressors. We no longer see each other as the enemy. We see them as the enemy. And this is what they're unleashing. And even if, again, the guides are saying, even if Democrats get in office, in the midterms, I'm here to tell you they're going to have a hard job, because this energy is not going to go back. We're not going back to, we don't know what's happening. We don't care what's happening. The government runs itself. No, we now understand that the government is run by us. We now understand that we want more from the government. We now understand that corporations hate us and don't want what's best for us. That's a cocktail for change. And even if we get in the midterms and we get in by, say, 5 seats, uh, those Democrats, those Republicans are never going to have a moment's peace. You're going to see even escalating. We're not going back. The guides just kept, look, who said we're not going back? Kamala Harris. We're not going back. We're going to escalate. Okay, we said we wanted this. Now we want 5 more of that. Now we want 50 more of that. It's contentious. That's the energy, is contentious. Now, it doesn't mean that we're experiencing the hellscape that we are now. It means that we're all plugged in and we want more. And we're not going to accept excuses from our electeds. I think that's hopeful. Personally, I feel a lot of hope around this. It's very dark right now. It's too dark right now. I can fully admit that I'm addicted to chocolate. I ran out of chocolate the other day, and I was like, this is not good. Like, you could run out of cheese, you could run out of anything and you're fine. But chocolate, I was like, no, I'm gonna have to do something like right now. So, you know, coping mechanisms are going to be important for us all. Hopefully, we choose healthy coping mechanisms. Hopefully, you think, I'm going to drink some water, I'm going to do some yoga, I'm going to watch TV yoga, I'm going to go do yoga, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to get my puzzle out, I'm going to get my knitting out, I'm going to go organize the closet, I'm going to go punch some pillows, whatever it is, right? Google healthy coping mechanisms, because we need you. You guys say that you need me. Well, I need you. We all need to be in this together. And some days are going to be dark and they're going to be sad, and we're going to be overcome with grief and just all of it. And that's normal. That's normal. Let that happen. But also practice helping yourself get out of it, right? Like, that's the key here. we need to learn how to move between the sadness, the anger, and the happy because we don't want to get stuck in one of those emotions. The guides said in my other videos, which are spiritual, and when I say spiritual, I don't mean spiritual, I mean helpful. Helpful in a way that you can move through energy easier, better. And one of the things they said was, our lives, I think this is so important, right? Our lives are like playing a song. Nobody likes a song that only has low, dark notes. Any thriller, any suspenseful movie or show has those low, dark notes, foreboding. And you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then the energy picks up, the notes pick up, and you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then, crescendo. And then maybe there's another scene where there's happiness. That's your life. Foreboding, crescendo, happiness, passion, boredom, all the notes. Play an interesting song with your life. Don't get stuck in the boring notes. Don't get stuck in the low notes. Don't get stuck in the high notes. Nobody wants to hear that. Make your ears bleed. Play all the notes, but learn how to move yourself from, okay, I've been over here in happy land. I got to settle down and get to work. I've been over here in work land. I need to go over here to happy. I've been over here in grief. I need to go over here to boring. Help yourself move in and out of these feelings and these emotions. And then when it comes time for the midterms, you're going to be indestructible. 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 No one can mess with you. If you can help yourself move through these emotions, no one can mess with you. You're indestructible. Okay. I hope this was helpful. I am going to get to more of your questions. Please remember that I have an online community where I meet with you. I'm actually doing readings there this week. I only do readings on my community, and these readings are Zoom readings. So I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and I'm doing a reading for you, right? Plus, there's a whole democracy dialogue community there. So I created a community within my community where you can go to the democracy dialogue and guess what? Talk about politics, but do so in a safe manner where there's no trolls, where everybody's blue like you, where everybody can hear you, where you can even talk about your own experiences, either personally or even spiritually. You pulled cards, you can talk about it there. This is a community designed for you. And I created this community outside of YouTube, outside of Facebook, because I wanted it to be safe. I wanted it to be private because my spirit guides told me, Susan, things are going to be happening. You really don't want to be all your eggs in one basket in case YouTube decides to take you out. That's why I have a separate YouTube channel where I do these other videos that are practical and grounded that help you how to live a better life. That YouTube channel is Susan Lynn Spiritual Way Shower. Yeah, Susan Lynn Spiritual Way Shower is my separate YouTube channel. Please go over there. It's free. This help is free. If you want to know how to get through this life easier, more successfully, happier, all those videos are there for you. Every Wednesday, I have a new one, right? If you want a community where you can talk about anything you want, there's a separate community besides Democracy Dialogue where you can just talk about anything, recipes, your kids, your career, anything you want. It's for you. It's basically a whole social media site just for you. I'm there twice a month doing things with you, one on one, doing things with you, right? So it's there for you if you want to know more about that. It's SusanLynnMedium.com, my website. You can also find out everything that you need to know about me at SusanLynnMedium.com. I am bullish on 2026 because I'm planning some big things for 2026. It is really hard to be forward focused or to be positive or to even believe that you can grow or that people will join you as you grow. It's really hard to be in that energy right now. But you know what? I just have to do it. I had to do my Connect to Empower, We just wrapped it up last month. Had 140 people come with me to Santa Fe, New Mexico, in the middle of a government shutdown, in the middle of the airlines reducing flights, canceling people's flights. I had to have faith. My guides kept saying, have faith, Susan. Hold the light. Hold the light. And I did. And guess what? Most 99, 98% of you made it despite all of that. So I want you to understand, I'm holding the light. I'm holding the hope for 2026. I'm going to be doing more things in 2026, more events, more classes, more things. And if I can do it, you can do it. If I can have the faith that everything is going to be okay, that I can still grow, I can still expand, I can still be in the light, I can still spread the light. You can too. Whether you come to my events, join, it doesn't matter if you do anything with me. I'm saying you personally hold your own light. Hope for the best. Have hope for 2026. Allow something good to happen for you. Invite something good to happen for you. Understand that if something good happens for you, you don't have to feel guilty about it. Like, I think this is another thing, right? Like, oh, I feel guilty because everybody's losing their jobs, but I got a promotion, or everybody's losing their jobs, but I got more money. Well, let me just tell you one last thing. You're the light at the end of the tunnel. When I'm in the tunnel and it's dark and I can't see anything but a pinprick of light, that's you, or that's me being the light. Somebody's going to be happy in this world. Somebody's going to be having a baby. Somebody's going to be getting married. Somebody's going to be renewing their vows. Somebody's going to be getting over an illness. Somebody's going to be launching a new career. The whole world is not going to be sad. We have to allow happiness, because those people who are enjoying a dinner, who are enjoying a party, who are enjoying something new and exciting, that dared to be the light, to dared to be happy. Those people are the light for the people in the tunnel. Then sometimes those people in the light will be in the tunnel and you'll be the light. Going back to the song, sometimes you're playing the happy part, sometimes you're playing the foreboding part, sometimes you're playing the boring part. But we were going to play all the notes. I'm going to be in the light and allow you to see me so that you know there's light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes I'm going to be in the tunnel looking at you and going, my God, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I see it. We play that role for each other. It's really important to not feel guilty, to feel that it's okay. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be bored. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be in love. It's okay to be sad. It's okay. It's all okay. This is what we came here to experience. But just don't get stuck in any of them. Learn how to cope and move between those types of feelings. Okay. Much love to you. Take really, really good care. I have a whole bunch of questions here. I'll be doing more videos. Also, as I said, I have my other channel and I have a new video coming out tomorrow. It's called Wisdom on Wednesdays. So every Wednesday, I drop some wisdom, except for that it's more like, let's hack this human life, right? Like this is wrong. Like they sent us down here without an instruction manual. Let me give you one. So tomorrow on my other channel, I'll have a new video for you just for that, but you can always check out that channel because there's tons of videos. It's all free for you. Don't forget about my online community, and go to my website, susanlynnmedium.com, go to the bottom, click get connected, and join my email list. I don't send out emails very often, but next year is going to be a blast. And you're going to want to know what I'm up to. All right. Take really good care. I'll see you soon. For entertainment purposes only,